Behind these headlines lay the careful but often invisible choreography of diplomacy. Trump's envoy, the New York real estate executive Steve Witkoff, and his son-in-law and advisor Jared Kushner were reported to have played central roles in drafting the proposals that both sides were now weighing. Their involvement was meant to evoke the image of a pragmatic deal-making team, one that had already pushed through the Abraham Accords years earlier, yet the path to peace was strewn with doubts. Skeptics in Washington noted that previous attempts at brokered truces had collapsed over disagreements about sequencing, whether hostages would be freed first or Israeli forces would pull back first. Cairo's mediators faced the task of narrowing these gaps without either side losing face. On the ground in Gaza, the stakes were tragically human. Entire neighborhoods lay in ruins after months of bombardment and ground incursions. Families of the hostages clung to every scrap of news from the talks, hoping that Trump's optimistic words, "we'll know soon," would not turn into another unfulfilled promise. Trump's personal style of diplomacy has always relied on public pressure as much as on private negotiation. In this case, his remarks outside the White House seemed designed to raise the temperature of the talks in Cairo, signaling to Hamas that patience in Washington was limited. "The meetings have been good," he repeated, as if to suggest that progress would be measured not in weeks or months, but in days. For Netanyahu, the stakes were equally high. His political survival at home has often depended on projecting strength in the face of security threats. Yet public anger over the October 7th hostage crisis had exposed his vulnerability. Sending a high-profile team to Egypt was a gamble. A failed negotiation could invite further domestic criticism, while a successful deal might hand Trump a diplomatic victory in an election season. Observers noted that Cairo's role as host underscored Egypt's enduring, if sometimes understated, influence in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. With decades of experience as a mediator, Egyptian intelligence officials provided not just the venue, but also the crucial back-channel contacts that allowed indirect talks to proceed. For them, a ceasefire was not merely a regional priority, but a matter of national security, given Egypt's own border with Gaza. As the hours stretched into days, reports emerged of intense shuttle diplomacy. Egyptian intermediaries carried proposals back and forth between hotel suites occupied by the two delegations. American envoys remained in close contact, urging flexibility while assuring both sides that Washington would back an eventual accord.